Welcome to our training on fire extinguisher safety for construction using fire extinguishers. To effectively put out small fires, you need to choose and use the right extinguishers. Fire extinguishers are most effective when you know how they work, what types of fires they fight, and how to use and maintain them. By the end of this course, you should be able to know how fire extinguishers work, recall types of fires and applicable extinguishers, recall safe firefighting practices, remember the PASS extinguishing method, and recall how to use and maintain fire extinguishers. Fire is a very rapid chemical reaction between oxygen and a combustible material that results in the release of heat, light, flames, and smoke. For fire to exist, heat, oxygen, fuel, and a chemical chain reaction must be present at the same time. Heat is caused by ignition sources such as welding, cutting, grinding, brazing, and heating of construction materials such as roofing tar. Oxygen is in the air we breathe, but can be enriched from fuel, gas, welding, or cutting. Common fuel sources are sprayed paints, flammable degreasing solvents, wood, portable heating oil or gas, equipment oil or gas, many types of foam insulation, roofing tar, and exterior plastic veneers. When you press down on the handle of an extinguisher, it opens an inner canister of high-pressure gas that forces the extinguishing agent from the main cylinder through a siphon tube and out the nozzle. In other words, a fire extinguisher works much like an aerosol can. The extinguishing agent will either cool burning fuel, displace or remove oxygen, or stop the chemical reaction so a fire cannot continue to burn. For fire to exist, what elements must be present at the same time? On any extinguisher, you will see a label that indicates the types of fires for which you can use the extinguisher. This information is important because using the wrong extinguisher can be ineffective and may make the fire worse or cause new hazards. Examples of this include using water on an electrical fire or burning liquids, and using carbon dioxide on wood, which can cause the wood to reignite. Select each label to see a brief description of what it means. Heat and embers from Class A combustibles, such as scrap wood, sawdust, and similar materials, can be difficult to extinguish completely. Just as campfires often reignite, these job site combustibles may do the same. Drench and monitor extinguished materials until reignition is no longer a threat. Note that some extinguishers work on multiple types of fires. For example, a multi-purpose extinguisher may be able to fight Class A, B, and C fires. Drag each type of fire to the appropriate extinguisher. Heat and ember. Select Drag each type of fire to the appropriate extinguisher. To effectively use fire extinguishers, you need additional training and hands-on practice. This content is an overview of general best practices for fighting fires. First, alert others of the fire by whatever accessible means you can. You can also ask someone to notify the right people according to your employer's emergency action plan. For example, someone may need to call the fire department and site security. Once that is done, evacuate the immediate area and assist anyone who needs help if you can do so without risk. While you are evacuating, notify others of your intent to fight the fire with an extinguisher. Fighting a fire alone is dangerous, since fires can easily get out of control. Identify a safe evacuation path before approaching the fire. Do not allow the fire, heat, or smoke to come between you and your evacuation path. Identify the materials involved in the fire and choose the appropriate type of extinguisher. Stand at a safe distance from the fire, as indicated on the extinguisher label. If you stand too close, you may be in danger, and the force of the agent may spread the fire or splash burning liquid. If you stand too far away, the agent will not reach the fire in the necessary concentration. Discharge the extinguisher within its effective range using the pass technique, which includes pulling the pin to free the handle, aiming the extinguisher hose, squeezing the handle, and sweeping the extinguisher hose from side to side while discharging contents at the base of the fire. Ideally, you should drench extinguished materials until reignition is no longer a threat. As a safety precaution, back away from an extinguished fire in case it flames up again. If the extinguisher is empty and the fire is not out, or if the air becomes hot, smoky, and difficult to breathe, or your evacuation route is compromised, evacuate immediately. If you are going to extinguish a small fire, what is the first thing you should do? You can operate most fire extinguishers using the pass technique. Pull, aim, squeeze, and sweep. First, pull the pin. This will also break the tamper seal. Next, aim low, pointing the extinguisher nozzle or its horn or hose at the base of the fire. Do not touch the plastic discharge horn on carbon dioxide or CO2 extinguishers because it gets very cold and may damage skin. After you aim the nozzle, squeeze the handle to release the extinguishing agent. Finally, sweep from side to side at the base of the fire until it appears to be out. Watch the area. If the fire reignites, repeat the aim, squeeze, and sweep steps. Remember, Class A combustibles can be difficult to quench completely. If you have any doubt about your ability to fight the fire, evacuate immediately. Drag the steps to operate a portable fire extinguisher into the correct order. Taking this online course is not enough to make you truly prepared to fight a fire. It's important that you get some hands-on practice as well. Fire extinguishers can expire over time. When they are close to expiring, your employer may be able to use them to practice the pass method. Your local fire department may even be able to set up controlled fire areas so you can safely practice putting out fires. Keep the right class of extinguisher for the materials in the area. For example, keep Class C extinguishers in areas with electrical equipment. In some areas, you may even want to have multiple types of extinguishers available. Fire extinguishers should be easily visible and readily accessible. Always maintain clear access to fire extinguishers and other emergency equipment, and don't stack materials in front of extinguishers. Be sure to document periodic extinguisher inspections. Inspect the pin, gauge, and nozzle for damage, obstructions, or evidence of tampering. Never remount a used extinguisher. Instead, take used extinguishers out of service and immediately replace these with fully charged and operationally ready extinguishers. You used a fire extinguisher to put out a small fire. It only required one quick blast to put the fire out. What should you do with the extinguisher now? We've reached the end of the course. You should now be able to know how fire extinguishers work, recall types of fires and applicable extinguishers, recall safe firefighting practices, remember the pass extinguishing method, and recall how to use and maintain fire extinguishers. Remember to seek hands-on practice in addition to taking this training.